this time, we will, for the citizens that filled out request forms to speak, we will be having a maximum time period not to exceed 30 minutes, and all comments will be limited to 5 minutes. The speaker should state his or her name, address, and identify the specific agenda item he or she wishes to comment on. Once the 30-minute time period lapses, any additional comments will be held until the end of the meeting, time permitting. At this time, Ms. Renee Carey, you may come forward.
Hi, my name is Renee Carey. I live at 429 Cherry Street here in the borough. And I guess it's one of the new agenda items that was just added this evening, and that's the construction project. So at last month's meeting, Mrs. Kaplan made a motion to halt construction of the new high school. I realize this motion may be made again this evening, and I'd like to encourage the board to fully explore what a construction halt could mean to the funding already obtained for the project before making any decisions and taking any action on halting construction. The current construction, as designed and bid, has been approved for funding through state agencies. There are grant contracts between the district and those state agencies spelling out how the money can and cannot be used, what the deliverables for those grant contracts are, and if changes or amendments are allowed, what the process would be for making those changes or amendments. Before taking action on halting or suspending construction, the board should understand how that action would impact those grants and grant funds. For example, will the fees involved in a temporary halt, such as change orders or securing the construction site, be allowable grant expenses, or would they be the burden of the school district's taxpayers? The board should discuss with the state agencies if the agencies would allow major revisions to the plans that have already been approved. The state agencies even allow the grant funds to be used to cover redesigns or re-engineering. The board should also understand what would happen if you would choose to end construction before project completion. Would the state funds be allowed to pay for construction already completed, or would this again become the burden of the school district's taxpayers? I realize the state agency was funding a new school project. They may not allow their funds to be used if there isn't a new school fully constructed as deliverable to those grant contracts. Thank you for your time. And again, I just encourage you to explore things fully before making any decisions tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Carey. At this time, Mrs. Dottie Mathers.
Hi, I'm Dottie Mathers, and I live at 517 Gentry Lane, Montours Road. First, I want to congratulate the new board members for winning a hard-fought election. You now have the responsibility of the school district in your hands. I want to thank the entire board ahead of time for the hard work and long hours you'll be putting in as volunteers to ensure the education of the young people in our community. Please do not be offended by the questions and concerns I am going to ask. Not really knowing where you exactly stand on specific issues other than the platform given during the election, I am unsure of the answers to my questions. I am hopeful that you have already researched and identified the issues and will make full use of all existing resources before you make major decisions. Obviously, with the building project well underway, it will be very difficult for you to accomplish what you initially sought to do in the spring. I was concerned in November when the motion was made to halt the project immediately and for 2 months while the board researched options. I am not a construction expert, but I've been told that stopping the project over the cold months without proper winterization could cause major buckling and damage to what has already been built. Some of the interior walls do not have footers, and I've been told that even the exterior walls with footers need to have a specific amount of weight on them to prevent buckling. Another concern is fines and lawsuits the district may incur by stopping or just suspending the project. The construction company has signed a contract and have employees hired or subcontracted to work over the next 2 months. Diminishing their work is obviously going to cause lost profit on which the company and employees are dependent. These major commercial projects are long in duration, and contractors just can't fill the void with other immediate work. Another concern with suspending the project for 2 months is the impact on phasing of the construction to minimize the effect on the education of the students during the project. It is my understanding that the initial plan was to have minimal impact on students and may very well have not needed to have any trailers brought in for the classes. That may not be the case if the construction is delayed. Please make sure you have a clear understanding of the implications of suspending or halting the building while you research the options. It may cost $100,000 to continue the project. I don't know the exact amount, but it could cost millions in damages, lawsuits, etc. if you don't. Without a clear plan and costs of the same, it is difficult to quantify the impact. As you discuss options tonight, please let the public know what that impact will be that you have researched if you know it. The Center for Public Education states, and I quote, "The local school board is a critical public link to public schools. Whether elected or appointed, school board members serve their communities in several important ways. First and foremost, school board members look out for students. Education is not a line item on the school board's agenda. It is the only item. When making decisions about school programs, school boards incorporate their community's view of what students should know and be able to do."
Thank you, Mrs. Mathers. Your time is up. Thank you. Ms. Carrie Pauling, you may come forward.
Hi, I'm Carrie Pauling, 312 Tool Street. I'm mostly, I'll talk about building construction, but mostly I'm just here to advocate for the students. Standing up here to speak is totally out of character for me, but I could not pass up the opportunity to personally and publicly thank board members Jennifer Marriott, Scott Conkle, and Bill Ruffing for their support over the last 2 years plus for this building project. Thanks for your many hours of hard work and your research and your time spent in board meetings, weighing decisions on this building project, and for being the underdogs at this point and still standing up for what you believe. That goes to the administration, who's also been a part of this project. To the new board members sitting here today, congratulations. You have a really heavy responsibility now to deliver on your range of promises, of being transparent, of not raising taxes, and at the same time stopping this project and saving this out-of-date building. I'm sure you're aware that the community is really paying attention now, both sides, and the Department of Education as well. So I have to wonder too of any promises that you've made to the students, because so far I feel like they've been entirely lost in this process. Ultimately, school purpose is to educate students, and a school board's purpose is to support that effort. And Dottie Mathers actually just quoted the same quote that I found. First and foremost, school boards look out for students. Education is not a line item, like she said. It's the only item. They are the reason we are all here. They're the reason for the school. I sincerely hope that in 2 years or 4 years, I can stand up here and thank you for making decisions for the good of the students based on research and facts, for contributing to the construction of a great high school, and for bringing the best curriculum and teachers to the district. You've accepted a huge responsibility, and I hope it's because you want what's best for the students. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Pauling. Ms. Susan Masley. Ms. Jamie Cordell.
1020 Arthur Road, Milford. I didn't write a thing because I really didn't know how I was going to speak, because honestly, I'm not a speaker. My husband is the speaker. I am not. I really don't have much to do with any of this beforehand until 6 months ago, when it became a concern for everyone in the community, and that includes you guys and everyone here included. Honestly, I'm nervous because I don't speak, but I can tell you this. I moved to this community because I wanted a good education and I wanted the opportunities for my kids. And when I moved here, I felt I had all of that, and I want them to feel that way too. My son is in 9th grade, and I've heard 9th graders scared to death about what's going to happen. And honestly, I don't know. And I'm really scared too. I'm nervous, I have concerns. And I know I'm not professional standing up here telling you all of the facts and all of the research, because I didn't do any of that. But I can tell you as a community member and as a mother that I am so nervous about what you guys are going to decide as a group. I listen to both sides. You know, I've heard a lot of things, and I do want to congratulate you guys for being here. And I hope and I pray that you listen to the community and you understand that not 100% of the community wanted to stop this project by any means. So please just listen to what we have to say, listen to the students, and know that this is why you are here. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Ms. Pamela Nelson.
Hi, Pamela Nelson, 225 Bennett Street. I just wanted to congratulate the current board, and the new members of the board, and wish you well in the work that's ahead of you. I know we haven't always had the same opinion in the past of our visions of the future, but regardless, today is where we're at, and I just want to work together. I hope that we're all looking from today forward, and I want to look from today forward and leave the past in the past, the hard feelings in the past, and just work together. As a taxpayer, I hope that any decisions that you do make are made with the full understanding and looking at the impact that it has on the residents of our district. As a parent, I hope you fully understand, and I think you do, what a great program we have, and we would still like to make it greater, and I think that that's what you want as well too. I hope that you continue to work with the great administrators, teachers, staff of this district. And again, I hope you always put the current and the future students first. Always looking through the windshield and not in the rearview mirror. As both a taxpayer and as a parent, I would like to work together with you from this point on and move forward to make this district, to keep this district great and make it greater. I want to work together. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Nelson. We still have a little bit of time left. If there is anybody else that wants to come up and address the board with comments, you will be allowed 3 minutes each. This time we'll take comments.
Hi, my name is Danielle Smith. I live at 236 Dublin Road. I'd like to talk about the construction project about that. They say that it's not really affecting the students yet, but the wood shop, metal shop, ag shop students, clearing out the rooms, what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to work on hands-on in those classes. We're going to be put into a classroom. Doing what? Book taking. We get really stuck doing classwork, bookwork, when you have a bunch of kids that want to work hands-on. But I don't think you guys see that. You're worried about the money in that. Think about the students. We have to deal with this. I'm a senior in high school. This is the second time I have gone through construction. Wasn't fun the first time. Doesn't feel like it's fun this time either. Everybody tells us that high school is supposed to be the best years of our lives. I don't see where there's any truth in that. Not now, not ever. So think about the future students coming through, not just about yourselves.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Hi, Cheyenne Wood, 1135 Quicker State Road. I want to talk about some of the extracurricular festivals that are coming up. I think in high school I've learned more from the extracurriculars and getting involved than I have classrooms. And I want to make sure that you guys realize that as well. There are a lot of students involved in many different things. And I know what I'm really involved in is FBLA, which there's a state conference coming up that's on the agenda for this evening. And there's a lot of concern over the money and whether it's worth it or not. But I can honestly say I've learned more from that